What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them. A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
The narrative she's built herself. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. Just don't say you don't have any answer. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Too many inconsistent.
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, detective. The investigation is over. Thank you for nothing. Please do buy some books or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just...
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Hi, Ace Detective.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? What about it? Great. Thanks. Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this moment?
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
can I help you? What is this thing? What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice... I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little thing.
It's not actually about that, but he liked.
Another thing. Great. I love those. What? Why would you say that? We're at a complete...
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework? These for 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that. Some real estate management company, they never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly...
There is an acrimonious note. It's clear he's doing the real work around here.
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags.
Good pick.
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of crowd.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the Whirling. Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs.
Against the doom.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about... Yes? Hey.
Well, bringing him that...
It's all...
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known you'd...
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin.
Why did you waste our...
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten in.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to... You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. Golden grey, the pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old, old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your record...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter... Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to...
Here we go. For once, you see... Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishal.
What exactly did you...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledger...
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company.
But she really destroyed them. She still...
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies.
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
One of them killed themselves because of me. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? That would do the trick, yes. We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open.
A great pain moves through her.
I knew he was dead. Before he...
You were right. He did, enjoy the moment of his death.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the...
It's okay. Were you in...
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the car?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and he was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection. As far as you can.
I already ran. I ran from an entire isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
No.
Still, there is something there. She won't...
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. I don't know. I haven't seen her.
We will need to take this question.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide? What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot. It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing. What? Why would I put myself through this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But
It could have been a desire murder. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand. A military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me. No, I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor. I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it? Coalition military have.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head. Look who's waking up from 1,000 years of sleep.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't always work. Like what? Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a... Oh God. That she did. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called...
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out. She nods, silently. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been... This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most... She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further... Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with... Yes. Start at the... See?
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are...
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
А помните, как PS5 вышла в конце 2020 года? Помните, как перекупы были большой проблемой, до сих пор, кстати говоря, нерешенной? Ну, походу, Джим Райан большой фанат тактики «не можешь победить, возглавь». 464 комментария на 135 лайков. В официальном блог-посте в PlayStation блоге. Вы не ослышались, дорогие мои. PlayStation буквально опускают на их собственном официальном сайте. И по уважительной причине. Если раньше эта штука была проблематична в покупке и стоила, ну, наверное, человеческих денег, более человеческих, чем PS3 в свое время, то теперь они решили повторить успех PS3 на запуске, но сделать это 2 года спустя. И найти ее будет все так же проблематично, потому что цены в Европе и в Канаде, и в Южной Америке, и вообще везде, кроме непосредственно самой обыкновенной, мемной Америки, если хотите, они повышаются. Причем повышаются, ну, прилично так. И несмотря на то, что я не маркетолог Sony, и в принципе не маркетолог, так только мнение периодически имею, мне кажется, что найти более подходящего момента для такого объявления, ну, просто невозможно было бы. Нет, я, конечно, ни в коем случае не хочу сказать, что судебное разбирательство, ответчиком в котором они являются, на 6 миллиардов долларов каким-то образом могло повлиять на это решение. Я на самом деле не хочу этого сказать, потому что, скорее всего, оно не повлияло, но мы все равно его сегодня обсудим, потому что, мне кажется, это довольно интересной идеологической темой. Но просто представьте себя на месте принимающих эти решения людей. Прошло 2 года с момента релиза нашего куска железа. И вот, казалось бы, может быть, пришло время эту цену снизить. Тем более, что как раз поставки железа у нас налаживаются, ну, поставки комплектующих, потихоньку эти проблемы решаются. Не стремительно, но, по крайней мере, становится немножко лучше, да, мы все еще не можем встретить спрос своим предложением, он все еще значительно меньше, так что даже если мы не будем делать скидончиков, то, по крайней мере, мы можем просто эту цену не менять. Ну, знаете, как обычно бывает с железками, да, потому что они с течением времени устаревают, и поэтому они начинают стоить меньше. Не все, конечно. Nintendo все еще существует, но Nintendo, они вообще особенные во всех смыслах этого слова. Или, подумайте об этом, мы можем поднять цену на эти железки долларов эдак на 50, около того, там, в среднем от региона к региону, и взамен дать нашей аудитории и нашей потенциальной, что самое главное, аудитории, ничего. По-моему, это звучит как план. Мы же таким образом еще больше заработаем. Что значит, что наши консоли перестали продаваться в минус? Кто это сказал? А, да, точно, мы сами об этом сказали, когда в этом же самом месяце, 4 августа, хвалили.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugograd in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism.
You can call me whatever you want. I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can, for lying.
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just...
Falsified document.
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been... She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
There may be grounds here, at least for an
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was...
That is the Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't...
What time did you make the...
Thursday night. It was...
It checks out.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight. She slowly lights another cigarette. You are. This is not the end of this.
Like, for example,
Actually, officer, I didn't know.
a nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to...
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed, the last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Oh.
It's clear she liked it.
Sure. Service history. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed.
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment's respite, dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are stuck. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without...
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Change of topic, perhaps? He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But we even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny too.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing.
A miss. The adversary won.
Yes. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies. It was strange, seeing... Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Good for you.
What do you think it will tell?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had...
Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. Come on, man. Listen. You can't trust them. It's just you and me.
In Oranje, officer. It's,
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Oranje. Oranje's map of waterways. This fits with his tattoo.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Her eyes follow yours. She doesn't mind this questioning. On the contrary, she enjoys thinking back to him now. This is a
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Yeah? I did not. Do you think this has something to do...
It's possible.
She keeps looking at the door with a worried expression. The wind ruffles her hair.
A peephole?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me? Okay. Do you have any way...
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else? Huh.
She's straight as a stick, suddenly.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
She's lost in thought.
All right.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of how old are you? That's where this is going. 45, you could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? "42. And he was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week."
There's silence. Then, here it comes.
"Sure, you're 42.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratory. This window is pristine on the inside. This window is pristine on the inside. Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain, ending him. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death, the ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. %, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Belmagrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures were none that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of... According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islet.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna...
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know...
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze.
Because she was here.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. Alright, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry.
That's probably for the best.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and...
He's been through it. That means he's... Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
How? People say there was a pin.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
Was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird guy.
It is a very
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a stair.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have...
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears?
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Why not? You can't draw a straight line in a clock. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no. 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab? No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People...
Those numbers were an ass pull, man.
Yeah, and they don't put hair on the roof either. It's just mambo jumbo. He hasn't got shit.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Wow, man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
All right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else? I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying that's wall mystery down there? An architectural mystery.
He knows it's something. He's just not ready to say you knew more about Ruby than he does, yet.
Footprints. Recent. What else could you make out? How recent? What size? That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough... Good news is, I'm still listening. I don't like guessing.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key.
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn...
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. Also, it has to be said, this man would make a good RCN sergeant, or maybe even lieutenant. Just don't let him anywhere near women.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the... But a route does not put that bullet in his head.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But...
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And they're...
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military.
Wait. Did he say you don't have? No. Just say you're honest with him. Don't challenge. Screw honest. You just showed him a breech-loading gun.
Right. That's mighty forthcoming of you. So, let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected to you, no.
Organized crime. Down in Jamrock, probably. He's not being...
So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination. God damn, that's just about your favorite topic, isn't it?
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have it.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72% chance means. It means there's a 20.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing it.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
You lost your gun?
What an idiot!
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? Of course not. And Ruby didn't use your...
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get...
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
I don't knock up. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Hey, lost gun right.
Easy now, Al. This isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do...
Phase 3. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs. Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with...
Time for a logics demonstration. He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man is...
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious...
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. The old man, a very small nod. This is the only option he can...
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now,
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is always...
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. A little.
Where have you looked for?
More precisely, on the coast. Past the...
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take...
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back.
Yeah, Al. And we...
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little... I told you. You. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. How can I forget? You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it. Whack him.
It's not an actual silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her.
Everett's file on you seemed thin on info. She must know from somewhere else. From Jamrock. Something more. Of course, I should have known. Concentrate on tracking down.
Sure, there are some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now? I know.
She said she's building a pay...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Uline...
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Pale something. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks. Homosexual underground. Maybe you should stop obsessing about your own and other people's sexuality. Feels like it's about time to do that. You thought about this for 8 hours? Not only should you stop, you should tell Kim you've stopped obsessing about other people's sexuality too. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Unless you already got him kicked.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Yes? Okay. Great. Imagine all the time you'll have for work now. Matter of fact, we should get back to it right now.
Turns his attention elsewhere.
What? You didn't stop at all, did you? You are just obsessing about...
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and ruby-centric in the end. Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis. And good point. It is rather rare these days. But do continue. Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere. But you're suddenly so certain it... That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on... Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope that... Nay, I haven't seen...
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah, I should have known. This is yet another union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here. There's not much to tell. People...
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rent...
see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around. Like some kind of cross-country law official. Aye, but don't let it grow too much. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually stop. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Well, how can I assist you?
I'll just keep the cor de leche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
Aye, ma'am.
And it's, of course, jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty. Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here,
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The smell of salt and dog shit.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Fortunately for you, madame.
All right. Politics. Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
Perhaps you shouldn't have. I sort of liked it on her. Have I told you how they discovered this place? Yes, in Cielinde. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This eye. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture? Of course. Anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of... Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like a small cylindrical object. You pull it. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded. Red holding the bullet. You get the feeling. This isn't...
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh line.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid... Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten her?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her...
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early with...
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the...
I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you...
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to...
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do, but she was brooding.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around...
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the...
Aye, do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks...
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter. Like you. She really believes that.
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Are you sure you'd rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater?
The Feld electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go eat.
She really means it.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in,